Hi everyone, welcome to the next video, Cooking with Henry.
Hi.
How are you, Henry?
Good.
Today we're going to make broccoli souffle. Just joking. I do know that you will love today's one because I know it's one of your favourites. Today we're going to make meatballs.
Yum.
Now, I had a request from someone.
Yeah.
They said that they want to see you doing more, which makes me feel like they want to see me doing less, but that was just a nice way of saying it. So, you're going to have to get your hands in here and get making these meatballs. The basic ingredients that we're using today are, we have 800 grams of beef mince. You can use pork or you can use half and half. We have bacon, 200 grams. We have chopped onion and garlic, salt, pepper, and whole grain mustard. Now you're going to mix all that, and then we're going to cook it, and then also we've got the ingredients for the sauce here that goes with it as well.
Am I going to mix it with a spoon, or am I going to do the thing that I did with the scramble?
You're going to be making it with your hands.
Thank goodness I've got latex gloves this time.
So you want to put that on now?
Yeah.
That's the wrong hand. Right, so you got those on for me. Right, so with the mince, you can use half and half with pork and beef, or you can just use beef. It doesn't matter, or you can just use pork as well, depending on your preference. And we want to mix all this in. The recipe will be available as well at the end. So whilst you're being lost with gloves, Henry, I'm just going to add the bacon in there. I'm going to add the onions, and I promise you we'll be doing it. I'm going to go 2 teaspoons of mustard. Now, you don't like mustard, do you?
No.
You don't like onions?
No.
But
when it's mixed in with stuff like meatballs or burgers,
yeah.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah, that's good. Just be nice and liberal with the salt. Right, so you can start mixing. Now the challenge is not to spill any.
So how do I mix it?
Right, so just put your hands and start squashing together.
Okay.
Start squashing together, and I'll give you the hand as well.
Okay, cool.
Go. Meanwhile, I'm going to put the stove on, because as you're mixing, that's not mixing, that's throwing ingredients all over the table.
Okay.
I'll get you started and that'll be easier, and then as you continue to make the meatballs, I'll start cooking them, alright? So, let's squash them all together.
Wow! This feels like you're handling a baby's vomit.
Oh, that was a nice thing to say. You don't want people thinking about that while you're eating your dinner, do you?
No.
So we've mixed all them in, right? You give it a squeeze it like that as you mix it, right? Because what we want to do is we want to make sure the onions get mixed in properly.
Okay.
So that the meatballs don't fall apart, because if the onions aren't in properly, when we put them in the pan, the meatballs all fall apart. Now I've got a cast iron pan here, one of my favourites. We're going to get that nice and hot to make the sauce. We're going to start adding the meatballs. Just give Henry a hand. Right. Yes?
So can I have the left hand or the right hand?
Oh, you're a comedian, aren't you? Right, start making balls.
Okay. I think I know how to do this. You just roll it like this until it makes like a little ball shape. And then if it doesn't go that well, we can always like mold it.
Let's see your ball shape. I mean, it's not
a
bad.
ball shape.
And also as well, don't worry about them being exact balls.
Yeah.
So
because meatballs are kind of like chunky food.
yeah.
So
And I quite like this size. It's that's about the size of a golf ball.
Yeah.
So we like that, right? Okay. So we've got our oil getting nice and hot. And we're going to start adding those meatballs, okay? So you keep making balls and I'll keep adding them in. So for the sauce, what we have over here, we have, it's a mix of passata and also canned tomatoes. I have some red wine, a little bit more salt, and then one of my favourite ingredients, Worcester sauce. Now Worcester sauce can be used
Hey,
as...
Daddy,
Yes?
I dropped a bit of bacon on the floor.
Okay, we'll pick it up later. Try and work over the bowl.
Okay, I think I've got another
That's an awesome one, Henry. Maybe just a tad smaller, but that's a really good one. Keep mixing the balls.
Cool.
So, one of my favourites, Worcester sauce. It's used like a seasoning, like a salt as well. So, do you know what this is made of?
What?
Traditionally, this Worcester sauce is made of anchovies.
Cool.
Alright, that's another ball. Right. Okay, I'm going to take the camera over here to the pan so I can show you what I'm doing. So everything is going to be made in the pan. The sauce as well as the meatballs. So we've got, I'm just putting them in clockwise as we go around. And then once the pan is filled and we've given these lots of colour, we're going to make the sauce as well, okay? Another good one there, Henry. And I'm going to give you a hand now.
I think I'm actually good at shaping meatballs.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Maybe it could be one of my hobbies.
Maybe shaping meatballs can be one of your hobbies?
Yeah.
That sounds like an interesting hobby.
Yeah.
Back to school tomorrow, is it?
Yeah.
We're back to homeschool anyway.
Yeah.
Keep making the meatballs. Alright. Okay, so once I've got this pan full, that'll do us, just so we can show everyone at home how we're making it, alright?
Yep.
So I make my meatballs quite big.
Yeah.
You can make them a lot smaller.
Yeah.
I do this because I want the sauce to keep reducing.
Yeah.
And if we make small meatballs, and when we put them in the oven, the meatballs will go all dried out, alright?
And with what we're doing now, reinsuring my Get Messy series from a couple of videos ago.
Yes. And you keep making meatballs and you keep making mess, and I'll sort out the rest, alright?
Cool. I think I've got another good one here.
Yep, right, so we're going to add that to this pan then.
Is this a good one?
Yep, pop it in there.
I don't want to pop it in, it's too hot.
Okay, that's fair enough. So the rest of the meatballs, just leave them in the bowl, alright, and we'll have a look at those shortly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go over to the cooking bit. You'll see our meatballs here now. Try and put that light on. Yep, there we go. So our meatballs are cooking around there. When they get a nice colour, we're going to turn them over. Just like that. And we want it to be evenly coloured all the way around. Don't use your fingers like I'm doing currently.
Yeah, because it does get really hot.
Yeah.
That's why he's doing it quickly.
Exactly. So what we're going to do, I'm going to keep colouring those meatballs, and we'll be back in a second. Hi again, in reality that was about 10 minutes, we've got them all nicely coloured now. I'll just give you a quick look. Yep. Okay, so we're going to make the sauce. Now the sauce for the meatballs will be made around the meatballs, and we'll keep reducing it in there as well. Do you know why we reduce sauces, Henry?
No, I actually don't.
So basically what we'll do is we'll add all these things, and as they reduce, the flavour will get stronger, because the liquid will evaporate, alright?
I love flavour.
So, what I've got here is red wine. So we're going to have a loud noise now, okay? So we're going to add the, let's just turn the camera on to the stove.
Maybe I'll cover my ears.
If you like. So we'll add that red wine. We're just going to let it reduce slightly, so you can see it as it's hit the pan. It's having a good boil there. So we'll let the red wine reduce.
It's getting bigger.
Yeah, that's okay. It won't overflow. So that's going to reduce by about 2/3. Now if we added 300 mils and we reduce it by 2/3, what are we looking for?
100.
Cool, good, well done, well done. That was just a quick test, a bit of a maths test during homeschooling, I think. Right, we're just going to add a bit more salt as well.
Yeah. And in case you didn't notice, we are not in the same place we usually are.
Yeah, we are. We've moved around slightly to the stove, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, we've added the wine, and that's reducing. We're going to add some, what was it called?
It was your favourite sauce.
Worcester sauce. Worcester sauce.
Worcester.
So I'll just add that in there as well.
It's going down.
It is going down, yeah.
Is that because of the Worcester?
It's because the Worcester's a bit colder, that's why. And then we're going to add all this sauce, alright? So in here, Worcester passata. It's called passata.
It looks
like a tomato
tomato.
sauce. It is tomato, it's tomato sauce. So we've added that sauce, and then also a tin of tomatoes are in there as well. Again, all this recipe will be on there. Now, what we can see now is just a big load of liquid, right, Henry?
Yeah.
And also the meatballs are hiding in there.
I can see the meatballs.
Well, you can see like one there.
Yeah.
Alright, so what we're going to do now...
I can only see about 4 of them, and we put like 10 billion inside.
Well, actually, that's a good question that people might have, actually. So there are, I think it was about 15 in there. We've got some mix left. So the recipe that I put up will make about 25 really good sized, golf ball sized, maybe a little bit bigger meatballs, alright? So what we're going to do is see the difference now. So this is just a load of liquid. We're going to pop it in the oven. We've got the oven on 180 degrees.
And that's hot. I might put my chair this way.
Yeah, no worries, it won't get you. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to put it on a tray so it doesn't overflow. And then that's going to sit in here for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, okay?
Why did we move?
Because then everyone could see the stove.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to be back in about 30 to 45 minutes, okay? But to you it'll be like 30 seconds, okay?
Yeah.
Not even that. Bye for now. Okay guys, so we're back. Meatballs are all ready. What do you think, Henry?
Well, they look hot.
Yeah. Anything else other than they just look hot?
They look tasty.
Yeah.
But it mainly looks like sauce.
So you'll see as they're all blistered, that's the look that we're looking for with the sauce, and how that sauce has all come together and how the sauce is all nice and smooth now. Can you get that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
And we've got our lovely meatballs just caramelized on the top of the meatballs.
Yeah.
And we just toss them in the sauce, and these are pretty much ready to eat.
Yep.
So you could serve with, what can you serve these with?
You can serve this with spaghetti.
Yeah.
You can serve this with bolognese.
So maybe, yeah, or maybe some rice.
Yeah, maybe
And
some
that's
rice.
it. That's the end of
You
our.
can serve it with like anything.
Yeah, and that's the end of ours. But also cheese on top, right?
Yeah.
Nice bit of
yeah,
cheese, yeah. That's the end of the video for today. As always, the recipe will be on www.chefkevinblakeman.com. Any questions, let me know. Someone asked about using raw eggs last time, and we answered that on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So please keep your questions coming in. You're getting a lot of good comments, Henry, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.